Coming up tonight on Newswatch, the Secretary of Homeland Security is fired. We'll tell you why she was let go and who is taking her place in just a moment.
Also, authorities are still looking for suspects in a shooting yesterday that hospitalized a teenager and locked down a local college. Emily?
Even more rain fell throughout the daytime today, making for a soggy day. But can we finally expect to see some sun this weekend? I'll have the answer coming up. This is Newswatch, and your Thursday evening's edition starts now.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
We're learning more after President Trump abruptly announced the removal of Kristi Noem as U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security this morning. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ben Whitney.
And I'm Matthew Posner. The president says Noem will be replaced by Republican Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin. The change follows several days of tense questioning on Capitol Hill, growing frustrations among GOP lawmakers, White House officials, most importantly, the president. Noem had faced scrutiny over her conduct in the position, including her alleged romantic relationship with her chief advisor, distribution of funds the department had received, and her conflicting accounts over fatal incidents involving federal immigration agents in Minneapolis. Trump expressed frustration during hearings this week with Noem's assertion that he was aware of a $220 million DHS ad campaign that featured her. The president denies those claims and had indicated in conversations with some Republican lawmakers that he was open to replacing her before making it official this afternoon. However, shortly after her removal, Trump announced he was appointing Noem as a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. Noem is the first member of the president's second-term cabinet to be fired.
We saw high temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s today, although it was a rainy day today. As we look here in the background across Eastern's campus, we're still seeing those mostly cloudy skies and periodic rainfall as we move throughout the daytime today. A high temperature here in Charleston of around 60 degrees, although we did reach 63 degrees in Robinson and in Terre Haute. But as we move overnight tonight, we're going to see those temperatures drop down into the 50s. A high temperature of low temperature of 54 degrees overnight tonight. Scattered rain still falling throughout the nighttime. Breezy winds out of the southeast, but as we move into tomorrow, those winds are going to pick up and we're going to see more scattered showers in the morning with a high temperature in the 70s. That's a first look at your Skywatch forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Emily. Authorities are sharing details of a fire at an Effingham home this morning. Effingham firefighters say they were called to a reported vehicle fire in a carport on East Gordon Avenue just before noon. On the way, crews learned the vehicle was fully involved, with fire extending into the structure. They say crews brought the fire under control in less than 10 minutes, and they say the fire is considered accidental. Champaign police say they're still looking for suspects in a recent shooting that hospitalized a teenager and locked down a local college. Police say a 15-year-old was shot yesterday morning in the 1500 block of Mattis Avenue near Parkland College. They say the investigation shut down the college's Mattis Avenue campus for hours. Investigators say they're looking for video footage from the area and witnesses that might have information related to the shooting. No arrests have been made in the case. If you have information related to the crime, tips can be made anonymously, and Crime Stoppers offers cash rewards for information that leads to arrests.
Attorney General Kwame Raoul is challenging regulations made by the first Trump administration. With 20 other attorneys general, Raoul filed the document against the Trump administration's 2017 and 2018 regulations on birth control methods. These regulations expanded exemptions for the Affordable Care Act's guarantee of no-cost contraception coverage by employer health care plans, allowing employers to take away this coverage for religious and moral exceptions. Raoul and the coalition want the U.S. Court of Appeals to agree with the district court's ruling, saying the regulations are unlawful. Illinois legislators are continuing efforts to lower energy costs across the state. According to Capital News Illinois, lawmakers are looking to further regulate small energy suppliers. Major energy utilities are not allowed to mark up their energy prices, but smaller alternative suppliers do not have these limitations. House Bill 4313 would cap excessive pricing and not allow these suppliers to charge more than 25% above utility prices.
If you take U.S. Route 150 near Terre Haute, expect some traffic. Officials say repavement of the highway over the Wabash River begins on Monday. They say the work on the west side of the city includes intersection improvements on both Cherry Street and Ohio Street at Riverside Drive. The route sees heavy traffic from Illinois visitors coming from West Terre Haute. Local officials say businesses at the nearby City Hall won't be affected, but drivers should watch for traffic shifts and lane closures. Completion of the $6.5 million project is expected in 2027. Savoy is addressing a road safety issue. Savoy Village Administrator Andy Quarnstrom says he's proposing a new city ordinance regulating e-bikes. He says the village's close proximity to Champaign means the bikes are becoming more prominent on Savoy streets. Quarnstrom says the regulations will enforce safe riding, correct parking, and prevent sidewalk blockages. He says the proposal mirrors Champaign's e-bike regulations.
Two Coles County cities are receiving national recognition. According to Site Selection Magazine's Governor's Cup, Charleston-Mattoon was listed in the top 25 national micromarkets for growth and development nationally for the second year in a row. Officials say Illinois saw 680 corporate expansion projects last year. That's a 20% increase since 2023. President and CEO of Illinois EDC, Christy George, says this recognition reflects Illinois' top-tier talent, teamwork, and unparalleled infrastructure. We're well into tax season, and state leaders are warning of several common tax-related scams. Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza says one of the most common types of scams involve thieves posing as IRS representatives and reaching out by phone call, text, or email. Mendoza's office says those scammers can be aggressive, and they can push victims for personal information or tell them to pay up or else. The office says they've received similar reports of calls claiming to come from the Illinois Department of Revenue. Officials say both agencies typically communicate by mail, and they won't email or text you without permission.
As we continue Severe Weather Preparedness Week, which is always this first week in March, today we're going to focus on hail and wind when it comes to severe weather. Now, the action you should take is to always move inside and away from windows when it comes to both hail and wind. That's because of strong winds that can cause damage and strong hail or large hail that can form as strong updrafts move up into the storm as it moves throughout the area. Now, hail and wind can both be very dangerous, so it is important that you do move inside and stay away from windows. 3-inch hailstones can fall up to 107 miles per hour, so it is important that you always move inside. And it has been quite relevant as we look at the past storms that we've been seeing throughout this week. We've been seeing quite a bit of rainfall. We saw rain throughout the daytime today, although the majority of it has now pushed off to the east. Throughout the daytime today, we saw around a ½ inch of rain here in Charleston, a little over ½ inch in some other parts of the area, but we did see warmer temperatures, although we are still seeing dry conditions, but this data was collected on Tuesday. As of Tuesday, we are still seeing this drought monitor expanding, but it has not included that rainfall that we've seen for the past 3 days or so. Now, high temperatures today did reach the 60s, a high temperature of 60 degrees here in Charleston, getting up into the lower 60s in some of the southern portions of our viewing area, but not quite reaching 60 up in Champaign with a high temperature of 56 degrees. Still seeing those mostly cloudy skies that like we saw throughout the daytime with scattered rainfall throughout the day, and we're going to continue to see that scattered rainfall as we move overnight tonight, along with temperatures dropping down into the 50s, a low temperature of 54 degrees, winds blowing out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, but those winds are going to begin to pick up as we move into tomorrow. But before we get to that, we're going to be seeing some scattered showers throughout the nighttime. We're going to be seeing those scattered showers, some heavy patches of rainfall moving throughout the area, continuing into tomorrow morning, and that's going to continue into tomorrow morning, but then we're going to see a break from the rain. We're going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies for the majority of the daytime tomorrow, only seeing rain in the morning hours, but we are going to be seeing a much warmer temperature tomorrow, a high temperature of 74 degrees, once again with mostly cloudy skies but windy conditions as we move throughout our daytime, winds blowing out at 15 to 20 miles per hour in the afternoon, out of the south, which is what is part of the reason why we're seeing temperatures getting up into the 70s for our Friday. Now, looking past that, we're going to see another chance of rain still in the area, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning hours of our Saturday as we begin our weekend, but a high temperature beginning to drop down after that system moves through. A high temperature of 67 degrees earlier in the day, then that cold front will move through and temperatures will begin to drop down. A high temperature of 57 degrees on Sunday, beginning to drop as we finish off the weekend, but mostly clear skies, so a chance to see some sunshine as we finish off our weekend, and temperatures will be rebounding from that drop. A high temperature of 70 degrees as we start next work week under partly cloudy skies. But from all that rain we've been seeing, this is Saturday afternoon. Not a lot of accumulative rainfall from those possible thunderstorms. Around 3/10 of an inch in Charleston, just around a half an inch over in Terre Haute. But as we look at the next 7 days, we are going to see temperatures a bit warmer than what we have been seeing. Temperatures dropping down as we move into Saturday because of that cold front. But then after that, temperatures will rebound with a high temperature reaching the 70s once again on Monday, and then starting to drop back down again into the 60s with another chance of rain on Wednesday.
Thanks, Emily. I know I'm definitely looking forward to a break from that rain start of next week. It has been quite a gloomy one here across the area.
Absolutely. Is this a March forecast or a May forecast, though? Because some of this temperatures I'm seeing look exactly like the start of a really big summer season. I am ready for some warmer weather. Thanks, Emily. Coming up, EIU men's basketball steals the headlines after a Wednesday night thriller. I'll have more in your Sports Watch report in just a bit.
But first, in national news tonight, we're on day number 6 of the growing conflict with Iran. We'll have more on how international tensions continue to develop. Thanks for watching. This is News Watch on WEIU. In tonight's National Watch, we're approaching a week of widening conflict with Iran. As the war spills out across the Middle East, Americans find themselves stranded abroad and involved in political conflict at home. Brian Abel reports.
As the conflict enters its 6th day, the war in Iran is expanding and further drawing in U.S. allies. Fresh waves of Israeli strikes setting off explosions in Tehran and in Lebanon. Iran firing missiles at Israel and targeting an Amazon data center in Bahrain and 2 Amazon facilities in the United Arab Emirates. With the spread of violence, the death toll rising. More than 1,200 people killed in Iran since Saturday, according to state-affiliated Islamic Republic news agency. The Pentagon identifying the remaining 2 of the 6 U.S. service members killed in Operation Epic Fury as 45-year-old Major Jeffrey O'Brien and 54-year-old Chief Warrant Officer Robert Marzin. As the security situation for civilians abroad grows more dire, some flights in the Middle East are resuming, along with the first U.S. facilitated charter flights carrying Americans home Tuesday. Those evacuated Americans returning to political turmoil as Democrats in Congress question the justifications provided for striking Iran in the first place. Senate Republicans Wednesday rejecting a resolution to rein in Trump's war powers. A similar vote in the House expected Thursday. In Washington, Brian Abel.
Sources have told CNN the Trump administration and the American CIA is working to arm Kurdish forces, hoping to trigger an uprising in Iran. Iraqi Kurds are denying involvement in that plan. Kurdistan's autonomous regional government says any campaign across the eastern border is, quote, completely unfounded. Shifting gears, Matthew Posner is in the Sports Center with an update on an eventful OVC opening game.
Thank you, Ben. 25 years ago, EIU men's basketball pulled off the most improbable win in program history when they took down Austin Peay to punch a ticket to March Madness. And last night in the OVC opening round, the Panthers made magic again. Sports Watch's Andrew Spade has more on a special night for EIU athletics.
It's postseason time for the Eastern Illinois men's basketball team, which is playing in just its second Ohio Valley Conference tournament in 6 years. Starting in the first half, SIUE is draining 3 after 3. Here's Jordan Pickett with one of his own, extending the Cougars' lead to 6. The Panthers are proving they're the better feline. Zion Freuster takes a pass from Marcus Blackwell, and he takes this one to go, getting a trip to the line as well. Just before halftime, EIU has extended its lead all the way to 6 points. Freuster slings it out to Cooper Jacoby, the alarm sounds, and the Panthers are heading to the locker room with a 9-point lead. Eastern is like the Black Eyed Peas because they got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Watch this. Terry McMorris lays in the layup, getting the and one along the way. A last-second attempt by SIUE misses, and we're heading to overtime. The Cougars start OT with the three-pointer, but the Panthers rule the jungle for a reason. And you could say they own overtime as well. Jacoby puts the nail in the coffin, and the Panthers are moving on, winning this one 77-71, and laying the Cougars to rest. And with the Panthers' 77-71 victory over SIUE, that's EIU's first OVC tournament victory since 2020. And head coach Marty Simmons knows just how special it is.
You know, I mean, this is what I think every young player dreams of growing up, is an opportunity to play in their conference tournament, have a chance to maybe win that conference tournament, and then play in the big dance, play in the NCAA tournament. We're a long way from that, but we did take a step here tonight.
Zion Freuster notched a game-high 23 points and was named to the All-OVC second team earlier this week, but even he knows how much this win means.
Knowing that I can't quit also, because I know it was kind of hard for us early in the season and like midway through the season, but just being able to keep fighting and just keep reaching our dreams, honestly.
And for Cooper Jacoby, he's the longest tenured Panther on the roster and has faced plenty of adversity.
It means a lot more, not last year not making it, and then this year making the tournament. It comes with a lot more thankfulness, to even be here.
In Evansville, I'm Andrew Spade for WEIU Sports Watch.
The defending OVC champions have been dethroned. The Panthers have clawed their way into NCAA tournament contention. Now the focus shifts tonight to a matchup with 4-seeded UT Martin. The Skyhawks dominated the OVC most of the season, but have limped their way home after a rough end of February. Let's send it live to Sports Watch's Austin Perez with more on tonight's showdown. Austin? Thank you, Austin. The Panthers and Skyhawks tip off right after Newswatch tonight. You can listen to that contest on Hitmix 88.9 WEIU. Now let's get back to the high school level. State sectionals are wrapping up and each class is down to its last 16 teams, which local teams have survived. KZ Westfield's state run has come to an end as Class 1A's top seed Lawrenceville wins a low-scoring grudge match 30-29. Still alive in 1A is Decatur Unity Christian as the Lions move to 31-3 after beating Ridgeview by 5, just 2 years removed from finishing 1-27. We have 2 local teams left in Class 2A. Solano Unity cruises over Fairfield 51-32. They'll take on Teutopolis now in the Super 16. That game tips off in Monticello tomorrow night at 6:30. University of Illinois men's basketball has stolen national headlines all season long, but the women's team is holding their own as well, and they continue Big Ten tournament play tonight against Michigan State. The Illini are a projected 8 seed in the latest ESPN women's bracketology release, can improve their seed line with a win over the 18th-ranked Spartans. U of I is 20-10 on the season, but finished just 9-9 in Big Ten play. This game just got underway, and Sports Watch will recap the contest tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers welcome back Pascal Siakam as they take on Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. The last time I checked, I'm pretty sure humans can't fly, but don't tell that to Derrick Jones Jr. Jones defies gravity and soars for the alley-oop throwdown. Kawhi may be getting older, but he's not slowing down anytime soon, and the quick step by Leonard leads to another slam. The dunking exhibition continues. Here comes Yannick Conan Niederhauser. The German rookie goes airborne and brings down the hammer to get L.A. rocking. Siakam and fan favorite Jay Huff play well, but the Clippers' big early lead is just too much for the Pacers to overcome. L.A. takes down Indiana 130-107, dropping the Pacers to 15-47 on the season. March Madness is right around the corner. The Chicago Bears have certainly had their fair share of madness since the calendar turned to the third month of 2026. After Pro Bowl center Drew Dahlman announced his shocking retirement on Tuesday, Chicago made headlines again today after parting ways with yet another Pro Bowler. The Bears announced they've traded wide receiver DJ Moore and a fifth-round pick to the Buffalo Bills for a 2026 second-round pick. Moore caught the miraculous overtime touchdown to take the Packers down last December, was a key cog in Chicago's rebuild since his acquisition in 2023. Chicago is considered likely to trade DJ due to his massive salary cap hit, especially with young star pass catchers Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, and Colston Loveland waiting in the wings. Moore caught 50 passes for 682 yards and 6 touchdowns last season. For the third time this season on the PGA Tour, all the world's best gather for a signature event. Week 2 of the Florida Swing continues at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and one man is way out in front. 4-time PGA Tour winner Daniel Berger, in just his second season back from a multi-year injury absence, crushed Bay Hill on Thursday, shooting 63 to lead by 3 at 9 under par. 2-time major champion in 2026 Pebble Beach winner Colin Morikawa finished on a heater and sits in second at 6 under, alongside former top-ranked amateur Ludwig Oberg. American Ryder Cup star Cameron Young is tied for 4th at 5 under with Venezuelan sensation Johnny Vegas, who narrowly lost to world number 1 Scottie Scheffler at last year's PGA Championship. Speaking of Scottie, he's quietly in the mix after a first-round 70, and Scheffler sits at 2 under par. But wait, there's more. This week on the PGA Tour, there are 2 tournaments for the first time all season, with the full-field Puerto Rico Open serving as an alternate event for those who didn't qualify for the Arnold Palmer. Several big young stars are in the field, but it's a veteran who sits atop the rest after 18 holes. PGA Tour rookie Chandler Blanchet surprised everyone on Thursday after a strong opening round 64 on a difficult day of scoring, and he leads alone at 8 under par. Blanchet has been grinding his way through miniature tours since turning pro 8 years ago and is playing remarkably well in his chance to shine on the big stage. Right behind him at 7 under is another man in his maiden year on the PGA Tour, Gordon Sargent. The former Vanderbilt superstar won the NCAA title in 2022 at just 19 years of age. More young phenoms made headlines today. BYU freshman Kihei Akina in his first PGA Tour event is tied for 4th at 4 under, and John Daly II carded a 70 in his first career round on tour. Daly is the son of the grip it and rip it legend John Daly, whose unique pre-round routine made him a worldwide sensation. Finally tonight, the Chicago Blackhawks are making moves as the NHL trade deadline approaches. On Wednesday night, the team announced they're trading veteran Jason Dickinson and former second-round pick Colton Dach to the Edmonton Oilers for Andrew Mangiapane. Mangiapane has recorded 7 goals and 7 assists this season for the Oilers. And that's all for sports. Ben, take it away.
Thanks, Matthew. Still to come, Emily Davis returns with a final update on the Skywatch forecast. But first, a Terre Haute firefighter is celebrating a long career of service. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
Tired of the same old playlist? Let Hitmix 88.9 WEIU be your source for your favorite throwbacks and today's biggest hits. No skips needed. From deep dives on local topics, a lively morning show, and EIU Panther sports, we've got your back 24/7. And we're not just hitting play, we're building futures. Because behind every mic is a student making moves. It's your music, your station, Hitmix 88.9 WEIU.
Finally tonight, one local firefighter is hanging up his uniform for the final time. Yesterday was Brian Bedford's final day after 35 years of service to the Terre Haute Fire Department. His family, friends, and fellow members gathered at Station 7 to celebrate his career. While our upcoming weather may give us something to celebrate about, Emily?
It's certainly going to be warmer. We're seeing a high temperature of 74 degrees for our Friday, but scattered rain showers still present in the morning hours before finally we'll see a break from the rain with just mostly cloudy skies for your daytime tomorrow. Looking past that, though, we are going to see a possibility for some thunderstorms Saturday morning as that time does change. And then as we finish off the weekend, we're going to see temperatures dropping down, but that rain ending with mostly clear skies before those temperatures will rebound back up into the 70s and upper 60s, but another chance of rain will come around midweek next week.
Thanks, Emily. I'm definitely looking forward for those temperatures tomorrow. Thanks, Emily. And that's all the time we have for tonight on Newswatch. For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at weiu.net.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@weiu.net.
EIU men's basketball is tipping off now on Hitmix 88.9 WEIU as they look to continue their historic run. Have a great night, everybody.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.